Thank you. All right, can you all hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. All right, we'll start with Jefferson Faria.
You need to put their names on the record.
Oh, yeah. And can we get appearances from the state?
Stephen Miller.
Defense? Okay. And from DOC, or pretrial release? Thank you. All right, good morning. Can you tell me your full name? Do you need the interpreter?
We have about like 4 or 5 people here that are going to need a Spanish interpreter.
Okay.
And then I just press this, right? No.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. I'm not here for a few days and I forget. Good morning. Do we have the Spanish interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor. This is the Spanish interpreter, Laura Arroyo, state certified.
Have you been sworn in?
No, Your Honor, I have not.
Okay.
Could you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear to interpret from Spanish to English, English to Spanish, the testimony you will receive today?
Yes, Laura Arroyo, state certified interpreter.
Okay, good. We have Mr. Faria here. Can you please tell me your full name?
Señor, por favor, indique su nombre completo. Jefferson Rodriguez Faria. If the interpreter might just have a second.
Sure.
Based on the response and the accent, I believe this is Portuguese.
Okay. And date of birth?
Fecha de nacimiento. I'm sorry, the interpreter is going to have to ask again. He's clearly Portuguese, and I'm not catching all his words.
Yes. Yes.
Talk to them, and it appears you'll be a Portuguese interpreter.
Do we need a moment? It's going to take us a moment to get a Portuguese interpreter. So we're going to have to pass Mr. Faria's case, okay?
Señor Farias, vamos a saltar su caso porque van a buscar un intérprete de portugués.
Okay. Garcia Lebron.
Your Honor, I do have a probable cause for this.
All right. Okay, one moment. Can you tell me your full name?
Señor, ¿me puede usted indicar su nombre completo? José Lebron.
And your date of birth?
Su fecha de nacimiento.
Okay. All right. Yes, sir.
July the 7th, 1987.
Okay. Yes, sir. What's your PC argument?
Yes, Your Honor, for the third-degree felony, kidnapping, false imprisonment.
I'm sorry, the interpreter didn't get the first charge.
The PC argument is for the kidnapping, false imprisonment.
Con respecto al argumento de indicios de criminalidad, tiene que ver con la acusación de secuestro y privación de la libertad. En el informe policial, el oficial de policía al comienzo resume su declaración. I'm sorry, counsel, it's not coming through. Something about verbal and sworn statement, but I didn't get the verb that came before.
The police officer in his report then quotes a written statement by the alleged victim.
En la segunda parte del informe, el policía cita una declaración escrita realizada por la víctima.
And in that sworn statement, the police officer does not indicate that she was locked in the bathroom.
Y en ese informe policial, el oficial no indica que ella se encontraba encerrada en un baño con llave.
So I should rephrase it. The alleged victim did not think she was locked in a bathroom.
Permítame reformularlo, la supuesta víctima no indica que se encontraba encerrada en un baño.
All right.
And also, Your Honor, to take the summation of the police officer, he states that a door was locked, but she exited from another door.
Y además, su señoría, si tenemos en cuenta el resumen del atestado policial, el oficial sí indica que la puerta estaba cerrada con llave, pero que ella salió por otra puerta.
State.
Gracias, su señoría.
Do you know where the distinction in the written statement that he's mentioning? I only see the one reference to the officer saying she said she was locked in.
So the
¿Acaso se sabe
argument,
usted a cuál declaración se refiere él? Porque el único que yo veo aquí se refiere a donde el policía indica que ella se encontraba encerrada.
the defense is saying that in the fourth paragraph, the officer is summarizing the victim statements, and the victim doesn't ever state that she was held against her will.
Okay.
La defensa está indicando que en el cuarto párrafo el oficial resume que la víctima se encontraba ahí detenida, pero la víctima en ningún momento dado menciona ella que se encontraba encerrada en contra de su voluntad.
Sounds like they're both summations. But in the first summation, it does specifically say she was locked in, and then says she eventually was able to get out, meaning she was in fact locked in the way that reads. So I'll leave it in the court's discretion.
Okay. So the officer is summarizing what the victim's saying. She reported, the incident occurred in the bathroom, etc. I'm going to find PC. Count 1, I'll set bond in the amount of $2,000. Count 2 in the amount of $1,000. There's a no contact order and no return to the scene of the offense.
El policía resume los relatos de la víctima con respecto a lo que ocurrió en el baño. Por lo tanto, yo sí determino que existen indicios de criminalidad. Y para el primer cargo, fijaré la fianza en $2,000. Con respecto al segundo cargo, será $100. Estará prohibido ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima y prohibido regresar al lugar de los hechos.
Okay, thank you.
Bien, gracias.
James Handy. And I'll appoint the public defender. Thank you.
Y se le designa defensor público.
Good morning. Can you tell me your full name? Do you need the assistance of a Spanish-speaking interpreter? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. No. Do we have any other individuals that need Spanish interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let's call them first. Who is that? Have a seat, Mr. Handy. Who is it?
Perdón, señora, ¿su nombre otra vez?
Who is it?
Chavaris Negron.
Okay. And what's your date of birth?
Su fecha de nacimiento, March 7, 1990.
I'll appoint the public defender. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $1,500. There's Ms. Negron is to have no contact with the victim in this case.
Se le asigna defensor público. Después de estudiar el affidavit, determino que existe indicios de criminalidad. Con respecto al primer cargo, se fijará la fianza en 1,500 y la señora Negrón estará prohibida tener ningún tipo de contacto con la víctima en la causa.
All right, thank you.
Gracias, señora.
Any other individuals need the assistance of a Spanish-speaking interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor, we're fine. That's it.
Oh, okay. All right, Madam Interpreter, thank you.
You're welcome.
James Handy. Can you tell me your full name? And you're going to have to speak up for me, okay? And your date of birth? Okay. All right, I'll appoint the public defender. I reviewed the arrest affidavits. You have two. One for possession of a controlled substance without a prescription and possession of drug paraphernalia. The second is you have a driving charge. On the first case, I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'll set bond on count 1 in the amount of $1,000, count 2 in the amount of $500. On the driving charge, I'll set bond in the amount of $500. All right, thank you, sir. Holcomb, Johnny Holcomb. All right, tell me your full name. And your date of birth?
1564.
All right, I'll appoint the public defender. Sir, I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,500. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, okay? All right, thank you, sir. Leslie James? Can you tell me your full name? Hello? What is it? And your date of birth? All right, I'll appoint the public defender. Sir, I reviewed your affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry?
Can he have a one-time return with a police officer, Your Honor?
Yes, you can return one time with your to get your belongings with law enforcement. Martin, Donald Martin. Can you tell me your full name? And your date of birth? All right. You have a failure to appear. Bond is set at $1,999. I'll leave that as is. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. All right. Thank you, sir. Martinez Adams.
I apologize, Your Honor. Your Honor, is there a court date set for him? We don't have a computer here. I just want to know because this case is from I believe it's 2005 case. Do you have a court date?
I don't know. We don't have court dates for Osceola. You're welcome. Martinez Adams. Good morning. Can you tell me your full name? And your date of birth? All right, Miss Adams, I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $500. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning social media, text message, or someone that knows you and the victim, okay? Thank you, ma'am. Arazi, Todd. Can you tell me your full name? Can you speak up for me? And your date of birth? All right, sir, you have a capias. Bond has already been set, so I'll leave it as is. All right, thank you, sir. I'll appoint the public defender. Sanchez, Borjorquez, Jamie. Can you tell me your full name? What is it?
Jaime Sanchez Borjorquez.
Okay, and your date of birth?
June 10th, 1977.
All right, sir, I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case, okay? No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning social media, text message, or someone that knows you and the victim. All right, thank you, sir. Simmons, and I'll appoint the public defender. Andrew Simmons.
Your Honor, he's mental health, Your Honor.
All right.
If we could reset him tomorrow, I'm doing IAs tomorrow, Your Honor, so we can reset him tomorrow.
What I can do is appoint the public defender and have you waive his appearance, and we can just leave the KPS bond as is. Or do you want him brought over?
No, what I'm saying, Your Honor, at this point in time, he's unable to come over, so I'm just asking for him to reset tomorrow to see if it changes.
Okay, we'll reset for 24 hours. Torres Carmona, Carlos. Can you tell me your full name? And your date of birth? Okay. Sir, I will appoint the public defender to represent you this morning. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $250,000. All right, sir. Thank you. Varius Brian Keith. Yes. No. Do you have a case number?
Case number 8.1.
Can you tell me your full name? Can you speak up for me? And your date of birth? Okay. I reviewed your affidavit, the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. You are not to return to the scene of the offense, okay? Thank you. And I'll appoint the public defender. Raymond Wade. Can you tell me your full name? And your date of birth? All right, sir. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $250. Count 2 in the amount of $500. You are not to return to the scene of the offense, and I'll appoint the public defender. Thank you. Williams, Javaris Williams. Can you tell me your full name? And your date of birth? All right, I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. No weapons or firearms while you're out on bond if you postpone, all right? Thank you. Let's recall Faria Jefferson. Just press. Yeah.
Portuguese.
And we're just waiting to get the Portuguese interpreter on the phone. Yes?
You know, seeing as your client over here is another Spanish, Spanish interpreter goes slow to be able to understand Spanish.
Okay, let's try.
She still should be on there.
Madam Interpreter? Madam Interpreter?
Your Honor, this is a Spanish interpreter.
We're having some difficulty locating a Portuguese interpreter. The defendant indicated that if you speak slowly in Spanish, he may be able to understand.
It's possible,
Okay.
but that doesn't. I can't ensure that I'll understand every word.
Okay, well, let's try. Mr. Faria, what's your date of birth?
Señor Barrio, su fecha de nacimiento, ¿cuál es? 9/12/1982.
Mr. Faria, you have a failure to appear warrant and bond is set at $2,000 and I will leave it at that.
Señor, usted tiene una acusación de falta de comparecencia con orden de arresto y la fianza se fija en $2,000 y se quedará en esa cantidad. Okay, yes.
All right, thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Osceola. Anything else?
Well, everyone's seen the judgment. Thank you so much.
All right, great. Thank you. His client first. Kelly?
I just went to Kelly.
Yes. Are you Mr. Kelly?
Yes, the one. Yes, the one.
Okay. Mr. Rhodes? We have Mr. Kelly, okay. All right, starting the Orange County calendar, appearance from the state
Stephen Miller for the state.
and defense.
Mr. Rhodes for Mr. Kelly, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Kelly, can you tell me your full name
Kashawn McKim Kelly,
and your date of birth?
11/07/1993.
All right, thank you. I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. Is there anything you wanted to add, Mr. Rhodes?
Yes, Your Honor. You know, the lead charge of trafficking is based on an amount over 10 grams. The affidavit indicates preliminarily the weight is maybe a few tenths over that. It's not an indication of the margin of error. It's certainly conceivable that this will not end up being a trafficking case. I'd ask that it not necessarily be treated in that fashion. Also, there's a notation that there was a razor blade found together with these pills. And the officer said...
Hold on one second.
Yes,
I'm
Your
sorry. It's Judge Beamer. Okay, thank you. Excuse me. Okay, go ahead.
The officer's experience led him to conclude and write that that would be for the purpose of cutting the pills, which would obviously be for personal use, but not consistent with sales, which is another, that would be the secondary leading charge with him. So, you know, given all the circumstances, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this might be around $1,000 worth of pills. I think that a bond, maybe say $2,500 would be appropriate in this case. It's my understanding from Mr. Kelly's mother, who hired me yesterday, and I filed an unrestricted appearance. Mr. Kelly's 27 years old, no prior record. I know he has none in Orange County. Full-time employed as a chef locally. So he really doesn't present as a flight risk. She indicated to me he's a U.S. citizen, born in the Virgin Islands, natural citizen of the U.S. Other than that, I don't have any argument.
Okay, State, did you want to respond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Count 1, possession of the MDMA, I'll set bond in the amount of $150. Count 2, the trafficking, I'll set bond in the amount of $3,000. Count 3, the possession of alprazolam with intent to sell, I'll set bond at $150. And the DUI, I do find PC, I'll set bond in the amount of $500. All right, sir, if you do post bond, no drugs, no possession of drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, you understand?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Ask no weapons as well. I believe there's a firearm recovered.
Oh, count 2. Okay, count 2, I set bond how much? 25?
3,000.
Okay, I'll set bond in the amount of 5,000. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your mother has permission. Thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Hello?
Your Honor, this is a Spanish interpreter.
Okay. All right, good morning. Can you tell me your full name?
Give me 1 second, Your Honor, so I can make connection with the podium.
Okay, thanks.
Sí, la escucho.
Connection is established.
Okay, can you tell me your full name?
Brian Medina, Palermo. No. Brian Medina, Palermo.
Brian Medina.
Okay, and your date of birth?
07-22-86.
07-22-86.
All right. Sir, you qualify for the public defender. I'll appoint a public defender to represent you. You're out on bond on 2020 CF 14980, and you picked up a domestic violence battery. I reviewed the domestic violence battery. I do find probable cause. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. You are to have no contact with the victim in this case. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning social media, text message, or someone that knows you and the victim. You cannot return to, I believe, her home. Okay? Because you're out on bond,
¿Puedo decir algo?
May I say something?
Okay.
Ok, yo llamé a la policía, yo fui el que llamé a la policía antes que todo para yo sacar mis cosas porque había problemas. So, yo llamé a la policía, ya yo me fui, ya yo no vivo ahí. Yo no sé nada de ella ya.
So wait.
I was the one that called the Below Police because I needed to pick up my things in there, and I didn't want to have any problems, but I don't live there anymore. That's why I called the police.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You can return one time with law enforcement to pick up your belongings. Okay, you're out on bond on 2020 CF 14980. I'm revoking your bond because of this new charge.
So no tengo fianza.
That means I don't have a bond?
Correct. On the 2020 CF 14980. All right, thank you, sir.
Okay, pregunta?
No, sir.
I have a question.
You have an attorney, and your attorney will come speak to you, okay?
So I don't have no phone.
All right. Gambino?
Sign right here, please.
Can you tell me your full name?
Givino Samuel Luis Pérez,
Sivino Samuel Luis Pérez.
And your date of birth?
0530-1986.
All right. Sir,
0530 1986.
okay. Do you want the public defender and attorney to represent you for free this morning?
Sí,
Yes.
Do you work?
sí.
Yes.
How much do you make every paycheck?
Yo gano como 800 a la semana. 800 a la semana.
I earn 800 weekly.
Do you have any children or dependents? 800 weekly?
Sí, tengo un hijo aquí.
Yes, I have a child here.
Just one?
Sí, solo uno aquí. Es nacido aquí.
Yes, just one, and he was born here.
Okay, you don't qualify for a public defender. Sir, you're out on bond on 2020 CF 12245, and there's a new charge of burglary of an occupied dwelling. I reviewed that. I do find PC. I'm setting bond on the new case in the amount of $5,000. I'm revoking your bond in 2020 CF 12245. If you do bond out on the new offense, you are not to return to the scene of the offense and have no contact with the victims in this case. All right, thank you, sir. Can you tell me your full name?
José Alberto Rivera Santiago. José Alberto Rivera Santiago.
Luis Alberto Rivera Santiago.
And your date of birth?
10 de julio del 90.
June 10, 90.
Okay. You are out on bond on 2019 CF 134980. You picked up a new case of possession of cocaine and also have a failure to appear. For the failure to appear, I'm setting bond in the amount they've already been set, $100 and $250. On the new case, possession of cocaine, I reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in that count in the amount of $1,000. And I'm revoking your bond in 2019 CF 134980. Okay, thank you. Oh yes, I'll appoint the public defender. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name?
Commissioners Long, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you need a Spanish-speaking interpreter?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, Madam Interpreter, thank you.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Will the interpreter be needed for any DV cases with victims in the public?
Let me find out. Do we have any victims here that need the assistance of a Spanish-speaking interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. No, ma'am. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Can you tell me your full name?
Commissioners Long, Your Honor.
I'm sorry. Speak up.
Commissioner, up here?
Go ahead.
Commissioners Long.
And your date of birth?
June 2nd, 1998.
Okay. All right, Mr. Long, you filled out an application for a PD. You qualify, so I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. A previous judge has found PC, set bond at 0. I'm going to leave it as is. And you are also indicted. Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name?
Tracy Ronning.
And your date of birth?
1/8/63.
I'm sorry?
1/8/63.
Thank you. You filled out an application for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender. You qualify. Sir, I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. Is there an offer? Oh, all right, I'm setting bond in the amount of $500. All right, thank you, sir. Can you tell me I'm right over here. Can you tell me your full name
Anthony Rivera,
and your date of birth?
11/8/70.
All right, thank you. State, is there an offer? And I'll appoint the public defender.
Your Honor, for Mr. Rivera, it'd be adjudication of guilt in 5 days.
The state's made an offer. It's an adjudication in 5 days.
I asked for if they can just give me 1 day time served, and I'll plead guilty.
Time served, state?
He was specifically told by the officer not to do what he was doing. He then went to do what he was doing.
But I had a sign.
Hold on.
And he has an extensive history of arrest and convictions.
Okay. All right. It's an adjudication of 5 days. Do you want to take it?
Excuse me, Your Honor, but I had a sign that said Happy New Year.
I know.
Is that against the law on New Year's Eve?
Do you want to take the adjudication in 5 days, or do you want me to
have a
set
sign
bond?
that says Happy New Year?
Mr. Rivera, do you want me to set bond, or you want to accept the state's offer? If you want to take the state's offer, I'll do it right now. If not, I'll set bond.
I had to take 5 days for panhandling.
I'm sorry?
I had to take 5 days for panhandling.
What?
5 days for panhandling?
We have to take 5 days for panhandling.
Well, that's what the state's offer is.
And I haven't been arrested in a long time.
What would you like to do?
You can't give me a break on New Year's Day?
No.
I guess I gotta take the 5 days because he's a piece of shit.
Hey, all right, I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of 500, count 2, and the soliciting without a permit in the amount of 100. Thank you. Can you tell me your full name?
John Medley.
I'm sorry?
John Medley.
And your date of birth?
7/24/1980.
All right, sir, you have an out-of-county warrant. Bond has already been set, in the cash purge in the amount of $2,178. So I'm going to leave that as is, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll appoint the public defender to represent you as well.
All right. Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your full name
Alan Soljic,
and your date of birth?
July 17th, 1996.
Okay. You don't qualify for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender, okay? So you can either hire your own attorney or something else, okay?
It's okay. I'll just defend myself.
Okay. I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $2,000, count 2 in the amount of $1,000. If you post bond, you can't have any contact with the victim. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning social media, text message, or through something else, okay?
Your Honor, I would ask that you also order no weapons or firearms just because it is domestic.
Okay.
No weapons or firearms while you're out on bond if you post it.
Okay. One thing though.
Don't talk about the facts of your case, okay?
Oh, well, it's not really like the facts of the case is about me and her because we're here on vacation and with our kids. So when we go back home, she has to be with me, or like I have to help her get on a plane or something, because without me, she won't have no transportation to go home. Because we don't
How are
live
you
here.
getting home?
I have my car. My car is in front of the hotel room.
And you guys are driving together?
Yeah, we came here together as a family. So
Well, I
it's
don't
like,
see unfortunately, the victim's not here to tell me. Usually, if the victim's here, I would have to talk to him or her and find out what kind of contact they want. But unfortunately, you're going to have to find a way to figure that out.
Yeah, that's a
Unless state
When I
has
was just
something.
looking at the first appearance information sheet, it also says he's on probation out of Georgia and is not to have contact with the victim as well. So I'd ask the court leave that imposed.
No contact. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Turner? Can you tell me your full name
Keith Returner,
and your date of birth?
05/22/1984.
All right, thank you. All right, sir, unfortunately, you do not qualify for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender, okay?
Okay.
Good morning, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you raise your right hand?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Shakira Brissett.
Okay. You're going to have to speak into the microphone so that I can hear you, okay?
Okay.
All right, what is it you'd like to tell me? Get really close to the microphone.
Gotcha. What can I discuss on here?
What can you discuss?
Yes.
Whatever you want to. I mean, we're not going to get into the facts of the case. Really, do you want contact with him?
I would say yes, due to how everything happened and progressed yesterday. Well, today.
Are you afraid for your safety?
I was never in fear for my safety with him. Last night was the first time.
Based on what happened, that doesn't seem to be the case. Okay. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,500.
Your Honor, he does qualify for pretrial release.
Okay. All right. Because of you have no priors, I'll let you go through pretrial release, but you can't have any contact with the victim in this case, based on what I'm reading. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right, there's no contact, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Got it.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Gabriel Acosta Medina,
and your date of birth?
February 27th, 1997.
All right, sir. You do not qualify for a public defender. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $1,500. You are not to return to that hotel, and you cannot have any contact with the victim. No. Yes. Oh, is the victim here? Oh, okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you raise your right hand? Other one?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
My name is Shaida Serrano.
Okay. What is it you'd like to tell me?
I want contact with the person, and I'm not sure what I'm.
I'm sorry?
I want contact with the person, and I'm safe. I don't have any.
You're what?
I'm safe. I don't have any problems with the person whatsoever.
Okay, you guys are married?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Do you know, if I do a no hostile contact order, that means if things get heated, it's on him to walk away, you understand?
Yes.
And if you are in fear, you know you can call the police, right?
No, I know.
You understand?
I understand that.
So do you want no hostile contact with the defendant?
I want contact with the defendant.
Okay. All right, I've reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. You are to have no hostile contact with the victim. Do you understand? No hostile contact means if things get elevated or heated, it's on you to walk away. You understand?
Yes. Yes, I understand.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, ma'am. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Can you tell me your full name
Yes, ma'am. Mohammed Akbar,
and your date of birth?
10/10/74.
Okay. Good morning. Can you raise your right hand?
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Please state your name for the record.
Aisha Malik.
Can you speak up? There's a AC in here, and I have a hard time hearing.
Aisha Malik.
Okay, and you're and how are you related to Mr. Akbar?
We married.
I'm sorry?
We are married.
Oh, you're the spouse?
Yes. And we live together too.
I can't hear you.
And we live together too.
Okay. All right, I'll appoint the public defender. You qualify. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC.
And I want.
What is it you'd like to tell me?
Well, I want to keep contact with him, and I don't have any safety issue with him.
You have no safety issues?
No.
I'm sorry? Okay. Do you understand that if things do... what I'm going to do is... are you afraid for your safety?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's just the little argument that we got into yesterday.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is no hostile contact, meaning you can have contact, but if things get heated, then it's on Mr. Akbar to walk away. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, that's fine.
All right, Mr. Akbar, I find PC. I'm setting... You qualify for pretrial release. I'll have you go through pretrial release. You are to have no hostile contact, okay? If things get heated or you start to argue, it's on you to walk away.
Okay, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
So we are still living together is okay?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. God bless you.
You're welcome. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Stephen Gerald Bushlack,
and your date of birth?
10/15/68.
All right, sir. You don't qualify for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender, okay?
Yep.
I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. I'm setting bond in the amount of... All right, you qualify for pretrial release, and based on your history, I'll allow you to be released through pretrial release. You can... Do you reside there at that location? Or you're visit... Wait, hold on. Do you live at this location?
In Wells, Minnesota.
Oh, you were at a resort. Okay, you can't go back to that resort.
Okay.
You are to have no contact with the victim.
Mm-hmm.
No alcohol while you're out on bond. You understand?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And Your Honor, will you allow him to return back to Minnesota while he's on pretrial release?
You can go back to Minnesota, but if the judge calls you in or you need to make a court appearance, you have to make yourself available. You understand?
I do.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Can you tell me your full name?
My name is Angeline Elma.
And your date of birth?
December 1st, 1990.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Raise your right hand.
Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, help you God?
I speak English.
He needs a Creole interpreter. Oh, that was the one with the...
Okay. We have to see if we can get a Creole interpreter. So have a seat. We'll pass the case, okay? All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Can you get him on quickly? Okay, can you tell me your full name
John Jude Graziano,
and your date of birth?
12/5/63.
Okay. All right, sir, you don't qualify for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender for free. All right, good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, what is it you'd like to... Can you tell me your full name?
My name is Darlene Graziano.
And can you speak up for me? It's just we have the AC going in. Thank you.
It's Darlene Graziano.
What is it you'd like to tell me?
John is released to me under
John
medical,
what?
He is released to me under medical condition. He's suffering from encephalopathy. It's toxins from pneumonia. He just got out of an 8-week stent in the hospital. It's called encephalopathy. It's brain damage, toxic brain damage that I couldn't get his medication for, and he just completely broke down yesterday. So,
okay,
I'm not in fear for his life.
Talk to me about contact.
I do have his medicine now. Yeah.
You want contact?
Yeah, I have to give him his, yeah.
Okay. Are you afraid for your safety?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And does he live with you?
Yeah, 20 years married, yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Graziano, I reviewed the affidavit. I do find probable cause. Let's see. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. You are to have no hostile contact. If things get heated, it's on you to walk away. You understand?
Okay.
You understand?
Yeah. So I have to pay $100 bond.
Yeah.
Here's the bond.
Yes, sir.
Allegations of.
Do you have the bond money?
Hold on.
There's also allegations of intoxication mixed with his medication. I'd ask that he not consume alcohol and only take prescribed drugs.
No alcohol.
Oh, I don't drink anyway.
Okay, well, no alcohol and no drugs unless it's prescribed.
Okay.
Thank you.
So now I get bond set.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your full name
Morris Harvey,
and your date of birth?
11/2/66.
Okay. Sir, you qualify for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender. I'll appoint her to represent you this morning. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $1,000, count 2, $500. No contact with the victim. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning through text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim. You cannot go back to her apartment. You understand? All right. Thank you, sir. And go ahead and sign that no contact order for me. Do you have a pre-law interpreter?
Get one on the phone.
Do you want me to give you a right now?
John, did you order no return to the scene?
I did.
Okay.
Okay. Good morning. Can you tell me your full name? What's your full name?
Patricia Richard.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Patricia Richard.
What?
Patricia Richard.
Oh. What happened to Olivia Pereira? Her inmate number 2100 medical? Okay. All right. For Olivia Pereira, I'll appoint the public defender to represent her. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC, setting bond in the amount of $1,000, no contact with the victim, no return to the scene. Okay. All right. You are Miss Richard?
Yeah.
And your date of birth?
1296.
Thank you. Okay. You qualify for a public defender. I'll appoint her to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. Well, based on your history, I'll allow you to be released through pretrial release, okay? No contact with the victim. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim, okay? Thank you, ma'am. Can you tell me your full name?
Sandra Rodriguez.
And your date of birth?
November 4, 72.
Okay. Ms. Rodriguez, you qualify for a PD. I'll appoint one to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. No, you can't go back to where this allegedly happened. No contact with the victim. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim. Also, no alcohol while you're out on bond. You understand?
Yes.
All right, sign that no contact order for me. All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Tommy Tate,
and your date of birth?
11/3/73.
All right. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning.
Will you raise your right hand? You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
All right. Can you tell me your full name?
Michelle Williams Reed.
Can you speak up for me?
Michelle Williams Reed.
Okay, thank you. All right, what is it you'd like to tell me?
That I don't have any safety issues. I'm not afraid for my life, and we could have contact. It was just a misunderstanding.
Do you all live together?
Yes, we do.
Okay. All right. All right, based on the allegations in the arrest affidavit, I'm going to order no contact. You are to have no contact with Ms. Reed. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, someone that knows you and the victim. You cannot return to the scene of the offense. You can go with law enforcement one time to pick up your belongings. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000.
Can I ask a question?
All right, thank you, sir.
Is there a reason why?
Yes, based on the allegations in the arrest affidavit. You can have it modified later, at a later time if you want, through the judge, okay?
How do I do that?
You have to contact the attorney, and the attorney can get that set. All right, thank you, Ms. Reed. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your full name?
Nilsa Esther Vega.
And your date of birth?
August 13, 1960.
Okay. You qualify for the PD, so I'll appoint one to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. I'll allow you to be released through pretrial release, and you cannot return to the scene of the offense. You can't go back to where this allegedly happened, and no contact with the victims. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim, okay? So sign that no contact order for me.
Your Honor, we would ask for a one-time return with law enforcement.
You can go with police one time to get your stuff.
Thank you for asking that.
Good morning. Can you tell me your full name?
David Walden.
Huh?
David Walden.
And your date of birth?
May 25th, 1999.
All right. You filled out an application. You qualify for the public defender. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause.
Do what?
I find probable cause, so I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $500. You cannot have any contact with the victim. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media. No return to the scene of the offense. You can't go back to that Crosby Motor Inn.
They said I could go back to get my stuff, though.
You can go one time with law enforcement to get your stuff. All right?
Okay.
Thank you.
And Judge, there is allegations of intoxication.
No alcohol. Where's Mr.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No alcohol while you're out on bond, if you post bond. You understand?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your full name
Robert Joseph Wood,
and your date of birth?
4179.
Okay. You filled out an application. No, you didn't. Do you want a public defender to represent you for free?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $1,000. You cannot have any contact with the victim. No contact is no face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim. And you also cannot return to the scene of the offense.
It's my house. She was a guest in my house.
That's your house?
She actually hit me, and I'm the one.
Don't talk about the facts of your case.
Okay,
that's your house?
Yes, ma'am.
Is it your house?
Yes, ma'am.
And she lives there?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right, you can go back to that place. Just no contact with the victim.
Okay.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Brandon Abbott, bonded.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Ballard Shannon, hospital.
All right, on Ballard Shannon, I'll appoint the PD. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I find PC, setting bond, and count 1 in 500, count 2, 100. And I'll appoint the PD. Yeah, I did. Okay. Good morning. Can you tell me your full name?
Kelly Deanne Crofton.
And your date of birth?
8/10/75.
Okay. You feel that you qualify for the public defender. I'll appoint her to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I find PC. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. No drugs or alcohol.
Yes,
if
ma'am.
you postpone.
No problem.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name?
Marcus Demetrius Downs.
I'm sorry, can you tell me your full name?
Marcus Demetrius Downs.
Thank you. And your date of birth?
8/25/81.
Okay. I'll go ahead and appoint the PD to represent you. Was he out on ROR because the state didn't file? On 20 MM 8225? Okay, 33. All right. Mr. Demps, you're out on bond on 20 MM 8225. I'm not going to revoke your bond on that case.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Huh?
I said thank you, ma'am.
Oh, you're welcome. On the possession of alprazolam, I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I find PC. Count 1, I'll set bond 500. Count 2, I'll set bond 500. The possession of cocaine.
How much that would be? Is like 500 straight?
No. 500. It'll be 1,000 total. So you got to get 100 to the bondsman.
Or 100 for each?
Huh?
100 for each?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. What happened to Octavia Hamilton?
Right here, man. Right here.
Oh. All right, can you tell me your full name?
Octavia Sherrod Hamilton.
And your date of birth?
5/24/1978, man.
How are you, Mr. Hamilton? Didn't I just give you bond?
Oh.
No?
No,
okay.
ma'am.
All right, you're out on bond on 2019 CF 102810. I'm revoking your bond. I reviewed the arrest affidavit on the new case. I'll appoint the PD to represent you. I find PC. So count, I'm sorry? Okay, count 1, the grand theft, I'll set bond 1,000. Count 2, possession of the firearm by convicted felon, I'll set bond 4,000. Count 3, I'll set 4,000. Count 4, I'll set 2,500. Count 5, I'll set 500. And count 6, I'll set it at 100.
Your Honor, did you say that you were revoking his out on bond case?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right, sir, thank you. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Dante Hill,
and your date of birth?
02/18/99.
All right. You don't qualify for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender, okay? I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. I'm setting bond on count 1 in the amount of $2,500. All right?
Can I
set bond on your case. I lowered it to $2,500, okay?
Can I get a parent ticket?
I'm sorry?
A parent's ticket?
A parent?
Like to pay like 10% of that so I can get out?
You got to get a bondsman.
A bondsman? Okay. How do I do that? Oh, I'm sorry.
They'll help you out. Thank you, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can you tell me your full name
Anthony Ravon Lewis,
and your date of birth?
10/13/1995.
All right. You filled out an application for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender. You qualify?
Yes.
She wanted to. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Can I speak to her really quick?
I'm sorry?
Will I be able to speak to her?
You want to speak to your PD? Yeah. I'll give you a second. All right, Mr. Lewis, I reviewed the arrest affidavit on your new case. I'm setting bond on the attempted first-degree murder, no bond. Count 2, shooting or throwing a missile into a dwelling or structure vehicle, I'll set bond in the amount of $2,500. I've reviewed the affidavit. I do find PC. On your other cases, I'm revoking your bond on the trespass, the 2020 MM 8276, and the felony case, 2020 CF 14764.
So
all right, sir. Thank you.
So I have no bond on any of them?
Yeah, on the new one.
On all the charges?
No, yeah, yeah. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Can you tell me your full name?
Nelson Perez.
And your date of birth?
12/18/86.
Okay. On the felony case, is he out on ROR for the 33-day motion?
Yes.
Okay. Wait, did you just say that? Yeah, he said that. Okay, let me ask you, the attorneys.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
No, that's okay. The 2020 CF 437? No, I can't look it up either. All right, I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find probable cause. You qualify for a PD. I'll appoint a PD to represent you. Do you all have access to Osceola?
I do not, Your Honor.
One moment, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, what was that case number?
2020 CF 000437.
Nelson Perez. And what information are you looking for, Your Honor?
Was he out on ROR because of the 33-day motion? Did you all file on the on the old case?
And information was filed on 3/26/2020. That's for a Nelson Perez 12/18/86 2020 CF 437.
All right.
And originally.
Okay, I just wanted to know. All right, Mr. Perez, I'm revoking your ROR on 2020 CF 437. I find PC. I'll set bond on the driving case 2,500, on the possession case 1,000, and you have a PD. Thank you, sir. Can you tell me your full name?
Abraham Petros,
And your date of birth?
7/24/87.
All right. Mr. Petros, you filled out an application for a PD. You qualify, so I'll appoint the PD to represent you.
Okay.
Is he out on ROR for a 33-day motion on 2020 CF 8462?
Is that in Orange County?
Yeah.
Yeah, I see 814, a notice of non-filing was
Okay.
issued, and then the information was subsequently filed.
Okay. All right. On the 2020 CF 8462, I'm not going to revoke your release. On the new case, I do find PC. I'll set bond at count 1 in the amount of 1,000, count 2 100, count 3 100. You also have a failure to appear. Bond was previously set at 500. All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Can you tell me your full name
Maurice Reed,
and your date of birth?
February the 6th, 1966.
Okay. This is another, I think it's Orange County. Is he ROR because of a 33-day motion? This is 2020 CF 9343.
Yeah, notice of non-filing was filed on 9/16/2020, and I don't believe an information's been filed yet.
Okay. I'm not going to revoke your release on that case, but on the new case, I find PC. I'll set bond in 500. All right. Thank you, sir. Yes, and I'll appoint PD. Can you tell me your full name
Angel Esmer Rodriguez,
and your date of birth?
January 24th, 1994.
Okay. Sir, you filled out an application for a public defender. You qualify. I'll go ahead and appoint her to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. Setting bond on count 1 in the amount of 2,500, count 2, 2,500. You can't go back there. All right? Thank you, sir.
Excuse me?
Your Honor, I'd ask order no weapons, no firearms.
No weapons or firearms while you're out on bond if you postpone. No weapons or firearms if you postpone.
I admit, but what? I can't.
No, we're not going to talk about your facts or your case. Everything's recorded, okay?
All right,
Thank you, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Dominic Michael Slaughter,
and your date of birth?
07/11/1994.
Okay. You filled out an application for a PD. You qualify. I'll appoint her to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I find probable cause. I'm setting bond on count 1 and the amount of 2,500, count 2, 150, count 3, 100. You can't have any contact with the victim. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim.
Yes,
and you
ma'am.
can't go back to that place.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Can we quickly address Angel Rodriguez? I would ask that he has a one-time return with law enforcement.
Oh, yes. One time with law enforcement, you can get your stuff.
I could get my stuff.
Yes, with police.
So I could call my people so they could post a bill for me.
I set bond, yeah.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you. All right, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your full name
Alonzo Tremaine Burns Sr.
and your date of birth?
10/28/71.
Okay. You filled out an application for a PD. You qualify. I'll appoint the PD to represent you. You have a DWLS. I'll set bond in the amount of 100 on that. And is that it?
Your Honor,
Oh, yeah. And you have a failure to appear. Bond's already set at 2,000 on that, okay?
yes, ma'am.
All right, sir. Thank you. That's it, sir. Is it better this way or no? Okay. Whatever's easier for you. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Good morning. Edward Dorcelis,
and your date of birth?
January 8th, 1975.
Okay. All right, sir, you filled out an application for a public defender. You qualify. I'll go ahead and appoint her to represent you.
Your Honor, I do have a PC argument for this one.
Okay, on which one?
For the making false reports or giving false information.
Yeah.
Your Honor, the defendant simply stated he didn't have a phone number or an email for the driver, and he refused to give a description. He never gave any false information to law enforcement.
Okay, state.
Just leave it on court's discretion.
Okay. I'll set bond. Count 1, 500. Count 2, I'll ROR you. I don't find PC. Okay. Count the false is ROR. Thank you, sir. Can you tell me your full name?
Jesus Cebollero Casanova.
Okay. What happened to Jonas Metayer? 2002-8512.
He bonded, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Okay. You are?
Jesus Cebollero Casanova.
Okay. And your date of birth?
June 20th, 1983.
Okay. All right, you filled out an application for a public defender. You qualify. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. Is there an offer, state?
Be credit time served, Your Honor.
They're making an offer of credit time served. Do you want to accept it as an adjudication? Yeah.
He does have prior convictions.
Adjudication and time served, do you want to accept?
Yeah.
Okay. Does he fill out a plea form? No? Okay. Sir, in this case, you're charged with roadway solicitation. That's a county ordinance. And also soliciting without a permit. The state's offered you an adjudication and time served. Do you want to plead no contest today?
Yeah.
Are you currently under the influence of any drugs or alcohol?
No.
Have you taken any medication today for any reason?
No.
Huh?
No.
Have you ever been diagnosed with a mental illness or emotional disturbance?
No.
Okay. You understand that you have the right to a trial by jury to see and hear the witnesses who will testify against you, have your attorney ask them questions, raise any defenses to these charges, including calling witnesses of your own, testifying or remaining silent if you so choose. You understand you have these rights?
Yes.
You understand you're giving them all up by entering this plea today?
Yes.
Did anyone force, threaten, or coerce you into taking this plea?
Yes.
Someone forced you to take this plea?
Oh, no.
Okay. Did anyone promise you anything other than what the plea would be here today?
No.
Okay. To the roadway solicitation and soliciting without a permit, how do you plea?
No contest.
I'll accept your plea. I find that you are alert and intelligent, that your plea is freely and voluntarily entered, and I find there's a factual basis. Anything from the state or defense before I impose sentence, state?
Nothing from the defense.
State?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything you'd like to say before I impose your sentence? No. Okay. I'll adjudicate you and give you 1 day?
2 days.
2 days. I'll give you 2 days time served. You're responsible for court costs in the amount of $273. That's due within a year. If you don't do that, the clerks will send this case to collections. The charges add up, and it's harder to get your driver's license. You understand? Is that a yes?
Yes.
You have the right to appeal my ruling. You must do it in writing and in 30 days. And if you cannot afford an attorney, one will be provided to you. Thank you, sir. Your case is closed. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Can you tell me?
Samuel Gallagher is mental health.
Okay. Wait. Who?
Samuel Gallagher.
Gallagher.
Samuel Gallagher is mental. Who? What happened to John Doe?
Also mental
Mental health also.
Oh, okay. What does that mean? We're in the hospital? Okay. On John Doe, I'll appoint the public defender. I find PC. I'll set bond in the amount of $500. No return to the scene and no contact with the victim.
Your Honor, on John Doe, we'd ask for a one-time return if need be.
Okay, one-time return with law enforcement to collect his belongings if they are there.
You stayed the bond, Your Honor?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Samuel Gallagher is mental health?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I find PC. No return to the scene. Okay? Yes, stay 500, sorry. All right. Are you Mr. St. Pierre?
Leonard St. Pierre, yes, ma'am.
And your date of birth?
March 28th, 1957.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. State, is there an offer?
He has multiple prior theft convictions, so not at this time around.
Okay. All right. I'm setting bond in count 1 in the amount of 500, count 2 in the amount of 100. You can't go back to that Publix, okay?
And the defendant does have reporting requirements, Your Honor, when he's released.
I'm sorry?
He has reporting requirements. He's a offender.
Okay. All right, continue to report.
That's it. What?
So you have reporting requirements, so you have to continue to comply with that.
What kind of reporting requirements?
Huh?
Report to where?
Isn't it to the
Sheriff's office?
Sheriff's office.
I was never required to report to anywhere.
I'm sorry?
Must have something mixed up somewhere.
Okay. We'll have the we'll have your lawyer explain that to you because it's a crime if you don't.
They said multiple convictions for petty theft?
No. Because of your prior history, you have reporting requirements, so you need to comply. We're just letting you know.
Comply with what?
Reporting. If you post bond, you got to report to the sheriff's office.
Oh.
Okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
okay.
you.
Yeah.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Tommy Ward,
and your date of birth?
9/20/91.
Okay. You filled out an application for an attorney with the Office of the Public Defender. You qualify. All right. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC, so on the possession of cannabis, I'll set bond in 500.
Judge.
You're out on bond on 2020 CF 15313. I'm revoking your bond. In your second case, 2020 CF 11887, I'm revoking your bond.
Judge,
Yes.
so on these cannabis charges, given the hemp laws, we don't file on them because of the inability to establish the THC content at this time.
Okay.
So I would ask that this be ROR'd because it's likely as soon as it hits downtown, going to be no info.
Okay.
And then the court can.
Well, then I'm not going to revoke his bond. All right. So I'll ROR you on the possession of cannabis and leave your bonds as is. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Good morning, sir.
Morning.
Can you tell me your full name
Joseph Whaley Blankenship,
and your date of birth?
03/05/1990.
All right. So Joseph Bush, you know that name last time? So this is out of county. Just set at 0. Just leave it set. Okay, that's it, right? All right, you have an out of county warrant set at no bond. I'm gonna leave it as is.
Okay.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you tell me your full name?
Melissa Andre.
And your date of birth?
11/10/1986.
All right, you have an out-of-county warrant. Bond's already been set. 1,000, 1,500. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you tell me your full name
Brandon Johnson,
and your date of birth?
05/26/1992.
All right, you have an out-of-county warrant. No bond. I'm going to leave it as is, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Can you tell me your full name
Emmanuel Bartholomew Strickland,
and your date of birth?
10/11/1996.
Okay. You filled out an application for, no. Do you want a public defender to represent you for free this morning?
If this is possible, yes, please.
Okay, do you work?
Oh, actually, I just got a landscaping job yesterday. Somebody gave me.
Okay, but you don't,
No.
yeah, you just got a job yesterday?
Yeah, a guy gave me.
But you haven't started working?
No, I'm gonna call him this weekend.
Okay. Do you have any income?
No, that's why I'm very happy that this is.
Yeah, okay. I'll appoint the PD to represent you.
Okay, thank you.
You're out on ROR on the criminal mischief. Is that because of the 33-day motion? 2020 MM 8626? Well,
yeah.
that was for everybody else, not you. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
All right.
I'm aware I have on the 29th of this month.
So on the disorderly conduct, I don't find PC. I'm RORing you on that, and I'm not going to touch the case on the criminal mischief. All right, sir. Good luck.
Understood.
Thank you. Okay.
Have a good day. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Okay. Let's recall Angeli Elma. Yeah, well, we can't do anything. All right, recalling Angeline Elma. Sir, I don't have a Creole interpreter. I'm sorry. Okay, so I'm going to continue as is. We have the public defender appointed. I reviewed the arrest affidavit. I do find PC. You don't qualify for pretrial release. I'm setting bond in the amount of $1,000. Okay, no contact with the victim. No contact is face-to-face contact or indirect contact, meaning text message, social media, or someone that knows you and the victim.
Okay, thank you. Yeah?
Your Honor?
Yes.
It does appear that they live together. We would ask for a one-time return with law enforcement.
You can go one time with police to get your belongings. All right. Okay, thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Okay. Thank you. All right, that's it. We're off the record.